questions you might have about the bill, as well as we'd recommend, if anyone's interested afterwards, there are a number of patients who are available for one-on-ones if you'd like to talk to anyone. Are there any questions?
You guys talk to leaders, or is either house willing to have a floor vote on this bill?
I talked to Senator Decker a few weeks ago about the legislation, told him that I was going to be introducing it along with Representative Polkan, and that this is a very serious attempt in order to get this to become law. And he was certainly open to the idea, and I think with what Governor Doyle's had to say recently about the legislation, as well as the Obama administration sort of backing off on prosecuting medical marijuana, I do think the signs are pretty good for this thing to become law. So Senator Decker is certainly aware of it and is open to getting it up on the floor.
And our hope is that there's bipartisan support as well. If you remember, former Representative Underheim used to be a lead sponsor of this. We've had other Republican sponsors. And if you look nationally, and clearly in Michigan, the vote was a bipartisan vote. In Minnesota, it was a bipartisan vote of the legislature. So our hope is that we'll be able to not only pass it, but pass it with a bipartisan support.
What's the speaker saying?
I think we're going to get through the committee process. December 15th will be the hearing. I know they are expecting, and they will take a vote in the committee, and I expect that that'll be a positive outcome. So we'll go from there.
Can you say anything about the kind of co-sponsorship support you have yet, or is it too early for that?
Yeah, I think we have, is it 14 in the Assembly, and
We have a couple in the Senate.
17 total? 17 total. Yeah. What's interesting on this bill, and having done this for the last decade, is people often want to get this confused with the criminal aspect of marijuana, and this isn't. This is about the medicinal use of marijuana. And if we can get very specific on that, get people to look at it like the public has, it's very clear there's support for it. The problem is, in this building, as you all well know, sometimes you just got to say a couple words and minds close pretty quickly, and we need to work past that.
But what Jackie said, she pointed out something really good. We all know somebody. And I know a few people who are unbelievably law-abiding citizens or something like this. DHS will know who does, and DHS will know exactly where the centers are.
What happens if somebody's get on the registry and then buys marijuana through a street dealer? Could they then be prosecuted because they haven't gone themselves or gone
they would only be able to get it if they grow it themselves, and we're limited, I think, to about 12 plants in that situation. You can only get it if you grow it yourself, or you get it from the convention centers. That's it, from what I understand. So.
There is we can get into the specifics, you want to see the LRB analysis, but it provokes a defense for a debilitating, so you can make me say words I can't really say, medical condition. So there's some provisions. If you have it on you, you have the right to have it. You can have it. It doesn't address so much buying on the street. However, it makes a lot more sense to buy it through a distribution point or grow it your own, because that's what you're licensed to do.
Anything else?
With the hard economic times that our state is having, can you address how this might save our law enforcement from having to prosecute all the medical cannabis users?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of other benefits to the bill. I think the primary concern that we have really is the health care access, and clearly there are other benefits. But this is a bill where I think Wisconsin is definitely ready, and we've got neighboring states who've either done it or almost done it. It wasn't for a gubernatorial veto. I think we're in line to be one of the next states. So thank you very much for coming. If you'd like, there are people we can catch for one-on-ones. Thank you.
All right. All right.